For your left breast pocket, this is where you will get your pins. Okay? By pins, I mean effective speaking, marksmanship, and biathlon. The positioning and order in which the pins go on are as follows. Effective speaking on top, marksmanship in the middle, and biathlon on the bottom. You will always have them centered. Thus, if you have one badge, it will go right here. If you have two, they'll be brought up a little bit, both of them. So rather than this badge being right there, it'll be up a hair. If you have three, they're centered. So this badge will be there, our marksmanship pin, and our effective speaking will be above it, and our biathlon below it. Right here we have a provincial effective speaking, so that is on top. If we had a provincial marksmanship and only a regional effective speaking, it would go the other way. So first order it will go in will be effective speaking on top, then marksmanship in the center, then biathlon on the bottom. The second order is when you have a higher level. So if we have biathlon with national and all the others are just regional, biathlon is on the top. So first it will go highest level, second it will go by order. Effective speaking, marksmanship, biathlon. To put your pins on, firstly, I highly recommend you get a ruler or a straight piece of metal, something. A ruler works really well. What I do is inside the pocket, I'll put a playing card or a post-it card or a hard piece of cardboard, something, so that when I pin my pins through your pocket, you will go into the cardboard and these pins are going to move as one. They're not going to move as separates. So a hard piece of cardboard or paper inside the pocket behind the pins, and you pin through the cardboard to hold them all together as one. For the ruler, you simply put it there. Okay, I highly recommend you put your center one on first, and you flip them upside down, just to position them to figure out where you want them, and then you put your ruler against them to ensure that they're all straight, and then you pin one on, and then pin the other one on, and then pin the other one on. Okay? It's as simple as that. The max amount of pins you can have on your left pocket for here is 3. 1, 2, 3. However, if you have 2 biathlon pins, you will only wear 1 biathlon pin. You will wear the highest level pin that you have. And these pins you earn stay with you for the rest of your career. The right breast pocket of your uniform is where your Duke of Edinburgh award, which is a little round pin, you'll know if you have it, goes right here, and that will go centered between here, between the bottom of your flap of your breast pocket and the bottom of your breast pocket right here. So it'll go right here. The right breast pocket is also where your medals go. Okay? And they will go just in line right here. So if you notice, they're about 1 centimeter or so above the top of the breast pocket, and that's about where you want them. Okay? Your name tag, it will go half a centimeter above the top of your breast pocket if you do not have a medal. If you do have a medal, in this case, we will go 0.5 centimeters above our medal. Okay? For the positioning this way, right, it's going to be the center of the name tag. Okay? If you have a odd number of letters, then the center letter is going to be centered to your button right here. Okay? 0.5 centimeters above the top of your breast pocket, or 0.5 centimeters above the top of your medal or ribbon. Just like that. Okay? If you have an odd number, then what you do is the same thing. So let's say we only have 4 letters. Let's say we only have Cali, right? We have 4, then we're going to go right between A and L. And just remember that. A and L, right there. Right? In this case, we have 5. So we move it over, just centered. Okay? It's as simple as that. We pin this through. If you have a ribbon, so if we're wearing C3Cs, then what we'll do is, rather than putting our medal on, we'll put our ribbons like such. Okay? It's a matching color, right? We'll swap our medals out for our ribbon, and it'll be in the same positioning. It will be right on top of our breast pocket. When you have a ribbon for C3C, again, I highly recommend you take a piece of cardboard or paper, same as your other side, something harder, okay? And you pin them through so that when you're on parade, they're not doing this. They're stiff and they're moving like this. You can also do that with a medal. The highest award is the Cadet Award for Bravery. That will go towards the center, which is your button line here of your tunic. Okay? If you have generally more than 5 ribbons, you may need to overlap them kind of like this to fit them all on. However, this will depend on your stature and how the uniform is. Okay, here I can probably fit 5 medals. Be a close one. But as long as we do not go over this seam, this crease seam right here, and our button line here, we are fine. So, just a little thing. Your highest award goes towards the center of the tunic.